I obviously got started because of my father and his willingness to let me join him when I graduated from K-State in 1985. But I'd actually started farming as a sophomore in high school because an uncle gave me a chance to farm his 160 acres. And it was a sophomore in high school, and we still actually farm that ground today, which is really neat. Farming for next generation after my aunt and uncle had passed away in Lyon. So, but my dad had a fairly finished hog operation just a quarter mile around the corner here, and that was really the mainstay of our farm. This hog operation, man, just 24/7 hogs. But I always enjoyed the crops and the hay actually more. But in those days, that was kind of what we did. But over time, when the hog operation kind of saw its end in the early 2000s, we kind of started branching more into hay and crops and a lot of more specialty cropping and different things and a lot of variety in our cropping. And then throughout all this, our 7 kids up here behind me have all put their heart and soul into helping us on the farm. We just, expect them to learn to work, and they've done great. It's been neat to have the opportunity for the kids to work alongside of us, and with my parents when they were alive, and all that and stuff. Randall is one that's interested in continuing this farm as part of the profession. So we're in the process of working on that transition. I have to say we rely a lot on God for prayer and wisdom, and the 3 of us do a lot of talking about making decisions together at different times. And so I guess we're kind of a team in that way, just trying to make decisions about different issues. At least my perspective, I like to try new stuff, and that's kind of my maybe exciting part of farming is always trying new stuff. And it all started when I was graduating from K-State in '85. That spring we no-till planted one field a mile of them. And I remember the day, May 3rd, 1985. And that kind of branched us into a different way of farming than anybody else was doing in the neighborhood. And so that's kind of been the way I've always done. I just like doing things a little outside the box, trying new stuff. And so now we're deep into cover crops and no-till and trying non-GMO crops, just different things. So I guess my philosophy might be not trying to do everything exactly like everybody else around us. Put on that.
Yeah, we just kind of within the last year we started learning more about the ag spray drones being used in agriculture, and just kind of at first we're kind of skeptical, not thinking they would be able to do much on a larger scale, but I saw a demonstration at a field day once last summer, and then this over the winter we kind of started looking into them more, and then this spring we ended up purchasing one for the farm. So that's kind of been a new learning curve for both of us.
The other innovation that we applied this year for the first time is we built our own on-farm compost. They call it Johnson soup compost. I don't know if you've heard the concept at all. You take this compost that's mature, it's an aerobic compost that the worms digest all this organic matter, and in a year's time you basically go from hay and leaves and all that down to just basically kind of like fine ground dirt. And the concept is that you put that in a slurry and then you run it on the seed or run through the planter as a way to reduce phosphorus and potassium, nitrogen. So this year we rented a extractor because we had a year-old compost that we were able to apply, and so we're in the process of we got test areas that we've done to see how that is going to pan out for us, but we basically use that in place of commercial starter.
I wish you could see the kids helping Kevin build the Johnson soup, because it's like playing in the mud. They're all just covered in mud and water.
Well, I guess I've got a current concern that we're overusing herbicides. So that's personal concerns about that. And so, we're trying to learn how to use less herbicides for health reasons for humans' health, our own and our neighbors. So that's something I've really started been more aware of in the last probably 5 years than there was before. So
sometimes in my head I think about potential, changes to the farm would, based on the grain prices and things, and kind of wonder if there's, you talked about being doing things differently. If there's even more different things, everybody raises corn and soybeans and wheat, and what all else could we do that would be different from other farms? So whatever that may be, if that means more livestock or something to that degree, that would be a potential for the farm. But for now, that's not. Maybe always that takes more labor, so it's always feasible. So
from the livestock, Randall's not a cattleman, and I'm not either. We were hog people, so he has got into sheep and goats, and that's a little unique enterprise. Goats especially were unique in this area, and that's been a neat way to use some brushy pastures and places that maybe need just cleaned up.
My goal would be to support the transition from our generation to Randall taking over the farm, although we are not ready to retire and we want to stay very active in our farm for a while yet. But to make it so that a smooth transition so that Randall can also be successful in farming long term.